And that breaking news we're following right now. Sacramento County Sheriff's deputies involved in a shooting at a Fair Oaks apartment complex. The Sheriff's Department's representative is speaking right now. Let's go ahead and take that live.
We believe the resident that was inside is still in there. We've been able to establish some phone contact right now. Again, hopefully just trying to negotiate a peaceful surrender, have them come out, and then figure out the rest.
At this time, is there still an active threat?
Very much so, because we think, again, he's in there. But again, I don't know much about him just yet. I don't know much about anything else. Right now, our primary concern are for the residents that are in that apartment complex. We want to get them out. Some have chosen to shelter in place against our advice, but we can't force people to leave. But again, if you do have a deputy come knocking on your door, please heed their advice. They will take you out safely. We'd rather have you inconvenienced for a short time than something more tragic.
What about neighboring businesses? What about them? Are some of them still shelter in place?
I don't know about any of the other businesses right now. I just know the apartments right now are the immediate concern, and we've got our SED, our SWAT team, is out there right now, along with hostage negotiators and everybody else. So,
at any point, do we know if the suspect has fired at deputies or anyone?
I can't confirm anything just yet. Right now, all I can confirm is that there was an officer-involved shooting, but before, during, and after, I don't have much as far as details go.
Did have deputies fired at all?
Yeah, correct.
Do we know the condition of the suspect?
No.
How many deputies fired?
Don't know any of that yet. But right now, again, we've had good phone contact with him, so we know we don't think he's injured, but at the same time, I can't confirm that without actually, obviously, haven't seen him.
How long do you guys anticipate this going on?
That's not up to us. That's going to be up to him inside, but we can't leave until this is resolved, obviously. Like I mentioned, our ultimate concern right now is for everybody around him.
Do we believe that he has a weapon?
I would assume so, but I mean, again, I can't confirm much else just now.
How big of an area you got cordoned off there? Have you been able to?
I mean, at least kind of that area around the apartment complex. As you kind of drive around, obviously, you're going to see a lot of law enforcement presence. Right now, it's kind of unpredictable, and we'd like to account for everyone's safety first and foremost.
I mean, you're talking about blocks that
Yes.
are cordoned off right now?
Yep, several blocks right now.
This is an active threat. Is there a warning to the public?
Right now, again, if you are in the area, please, again, either shelter in place, or if a deputy does come knocking on your door to evacuate, please heed their advice. Right now, all we want is for anybody around to be safe and be taken to safety. We'd rather have you inconvenienced momentarily than something worse.
And he is in an apartment at the Hazel Apartments at this point.
On Winding Way. I don't know the name of the complex.
Right. So right now, are we considering this kind of like a standoff situation?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. Because again, we're pretty confident that again it's isolated, but at the same time, until he's accounted for and in custody, we're not going to call this safe by any stretch.
And just to reiterate and confirm, nobody injured that we can say right now?
Correct. I can at least confirm no deputies were injured. As far as inside, we don't know just yet. But we do believe he's alone, so we don't believe anybody else is inside. We believe he is isolated, he is by himself, and he's in that one location.
You guys are talking to him. Anything that you can share with us about possible motivation behind this?
Not yet. Again, that dialogue's going right now as we speak. I just wanted to come out here right now and at least give the community some awareness and get you guys some info.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Sorry about that.
So that was the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department information officer updating us on the situation. It's a standoff situation happening at an apartment complex along Winding Way, not far from Hazel Avenue in the Fair Oaks area of Sacramento County. Sheriff's deputies were involved in a shooting at this apartment complex, and as you just heard them say, they believe this person who fired the shots is inside an apartment by themselves. There are no reports of any injuries. Here's a picture from the scene at that apartment complex along Winding Way. So you can see the huge officer presence there, law enforcement presence. People are being asked to stay away from this apartment complex. It's on the 8800 block of Winding Way, again, very close to Hazel Avenue. They say this all started about 10:20 this morning. All the deputies are okay, and again, no word on anyone being injured at this point, just that there were shots fired at a sheriff's deputy, and they do have cell phone contact with this person who is inside, who they believe is the shooter. But again, please stay away from this area at Winding Way near Hazel. They were evacuating people earlier in nearby apartment complexes, so just for their safety when it was all happening. But right now the situation seems to be much calmer, and it seems like the standoff situation will continue as they try and talk with this person and get him out of that apartment complex on Winding Way. We'll have much more on this, including our team of reporters on the scene and at the command post, coming up on the KCRA 3 News at noon.